Okay, welcome to this deep dive.
Good to be here.
So today we're wrestling with a really big question, isn't it?
Definitely.
About something absolutely central to how many of us live, the private car.
Yeah.
Can it genuinely be sustainable? You've shared an article, Private Car Sustainability Debate.
That's the one.
And it really gets into this, well, this tension between ecology and freedom of movement.
Exactly. And our mission here really is to jump into those arguments from the source
Right.
and sort of unpack the core conflict it brings up. It's not simple.
No, and that's what's so interesting, I think. How can something so woven into, modern life?
Independence, convenience,
Yes, all that. How does that possibly align with, well, the need for ecological
a
balance?
huge challenge.
Let's see how this article you brought lays it out.
Well, the source really frames the central conflict very clearly.
Okay.
On one side, you've got the environmental footprint,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes beyond just like tailpipe emissions.
Right, not just CO2 or neon.
Exactly. It points out the huge amount of resources needed for manufacturing, steel, plastics.
And even the rare earth metals, especially now with EVs, right?
Steadily. That's a big factor mentioned.
And the land use, too, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. The article highlights that strongly, talks about urban sprawl.
Driven by cars.
Yeah, and it even gives examples, tries to quantify how much urban space is just for roads, parking.
Wow. Garages, lots, all of it.
It frames this as a major ecological cost we often overlook.
Okay, so that's one side. What about the freedom aspect?
So flipping the coin, the source really articulates that powerfully.
How so?
It positions the private car as, well, providing this unmatched personal mobility.
Access to jobs, healthcare.
Education, recreation,
Mm-hmm.
things that might be hard to reach otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
And it discusses the independence it offers,
Mm.
especially where public transport is limited.
That ability for spontaneous travel, individual schedules.
That's a core part of the freedom argument presented.
So the article isn't just making lists. It's exploring the actual trade-offs.
Exactly. It presents solid arguments for the environmental side,
And equally strong points for freedom of movement.
showing how they often clash directly when we talk about private cars.
And it doesn't necessarily try to solve it for you.
No, it doesn't give you the answer, but it gives real weight to both sides of this complex equation.
Which seems crucial, right?
Absolutely. The source really emphasizes that you can't evaluate the car's role.
It's future, maybe.
Yeah, without seriously considering both things. The collective ecological impact and those deeply felt individual needs
Autonomy, accessibility.
that cars currently meet for so many people. It really poses that fundamental question. How do we balance societal well-being and personal liberty?
Okay, so recapping the core tension from the article, it's ecology versus freedom, and the source details that through specifics. Emissions, resources, land use on one side.
And personal access, independence, mobility on the other.
What's fascinating, I think, is how this source makes you grapple with the trade-offs.
Yes, it moves you past just, liking or disliking cars.
Right.
And forces you to confront the complexities in our current mobility systems. Some are quite uncomfortable.
So for you listening, what does all this mean? Like we said, the article avoids easy answers.
Yeah.
But by detailing these arguments, using the examples it does, it gives you a framework, doesn't it?
A really solid one for thinking through these complex issues yourself.
Hmm.
And it leaves you with a pretty provocative thought, building right on its points.
Which is?
If personal mobility is so deeply tied to our sense of freedom and opportunity, like the source suggests,
Okay.
how can we possibly navigate these growing ecological demands, the imperatives?
Without undermining that individual choice, that access for huge numbers of people.
Exactly. How do we reconcile those two, as the source implicitly asks us to consider?
A really challenging question to end on, drawn straight from the points in the source you share.
It is.
Lots to think about. That wraps up this deep dive.